You always remember to lock your truck, hopefully. But what if you could also engage a kill switch with just the press of a button?
In my never-ending quest to make my truck more theft deterrent, today I'm upgrading my Toyota Tacoma's kill switch system with a much more stealthy wireless remote one. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to do on your vehicle too, plus 4 other must-have accessories.
So last year, I installed 4122's drop-in plug-and-play kill switch system on my 2019 Tacoma. Essentially, it was a physically wired dormant toggle switch that disabled my truck starter when switched on. So even if a thief had my Tacoma's key fob or used a relay attack, which is a common tactic people use to steal cars that I'll explain in detail later on, without knowing where my kill switch was and toggling it, my truck won't start.
Now in that video, I had this kill switch not so stealthily hidden underneath my floor mat just for demonstration purposes. A better place to put this and what I really ended up doing was putting it in a location that only I would know and didn't show on video, or even wire it up as an OEM switch in disguise. I mean, I like the form factor of the toggle and it worked really well for the past year, but a remote version offers me more convenience, better security in my opinion, more stealth for sure, and believe it or not, an easier install.
4122 now makes a remote kit as well, so same concept with the truck starter being disabled, but now there's no physical switch anywhere in the truck. Here's how it looks in action if you're curious.
All right, we're gonna try doing this all in one shot to prove to you guys that it works. So I've got the remote here, but more importantly, I've got my key fob over here, and I'm just gonna put this down because I've got to push to start. And now I'm going to make sure the kill switch mode is not engaged, so my truck should behave normally by pressing that on. You saw that red light blink, so I'm gonna start the truck. And you can see it's starting up totally fine. No lights except the seatbelt light and my parking brake because I have that on. But I'm gonna stop the truck. It's beeping because the door is open, but I'm going to engage the kill switch, press the off. Foot is on the brake over here and trying to start it. This is what happens. Check engine light. And it just won't start. So there you go. You know, now on the inside, there's really no place for a thief to look for a switch. In fact, the hope is that if he tried to start the truck and realized it wouldn't be able to, he would just move on. I am no thief, to be clear, so I have no idea what goes through their heads, but that is what I would assume.
Instead, the switch is activated by one of 2 provided remotes, which you just saw in action.
You guys, this is so cool because I can engage this kill switch from my house after I've locked the truck and walked away. Or if you truly do like similar behavior to the physical switch while it's in your truck, you technically could leave one of these remotes hidden inside your vehicle somewhere. Although personally, I'm not planning to do that for security reasons. So let me show you how it works under the hood, literally. So your starter relay here gets replaced with one from the 4122 kit. You can see it runs out and it's actually connected to this control module. Using the remote, I can either switch on or off the relay, and that either engages or disengages the relay module. It's all powered by 12 volts too, so it's all just pretty contained right here. You know, just looking at this engine bay, there's not too much to this kit, which I think is kind of nice. It's pretty stealthy, all installed up here too. It's cool that it's not super obvious that anything is here in my opinion. Okay, so why even do this? The whole idea behind this kill switch is that people suck, unfortunately, especially here in SoCal. Toyota Tacomas are hot commodities and they hold their resale value really well, making them big targets for thieves. I have friends, plural, who have had their Toyota Tacomas stolen. The other day I saw a post in San Diego about these thieves who drive around neighborhoods and scout out Toyota Tacomas and 4Runners specifically, either to potentially steal them or take parts off of them. I made a video about this last year, but my local news even reported that there is an uptick in Tacoma and 4Runner and other Toyota truck thefts, especially in our area because of our proximity to the border and essentially how recoverable these trucks become once they cross that. The way a lot of these Tacomas get stolen is through something called relay attacks. And if you're not familiar, essentially if your vehicle has a remote key fob or a push to start, it is especially targeted. Thieves will use amplifiers and intercept the signal coming from your remote key fob, a lot of times even when it's just sitting inside your house. So if this were to happen, but you had a kill switch engaged, maybe they'd be able to get entry into your vehicle, but they wouldn't be able to start it. And yes, I know you could argue that the kill switch itself has its own set of vulnerabilities. Of course, somebody could find this remote and use it to start your truck. If they really wanted to and knew what was going on, they could pop your hood. If they had an OEM starter relay, they could take out the remote switch one, plop in an OEM one, and start your truck. But I think the intention here is that no matter how you look at this, adding a system like this is an extra layer of security compared to what the truck had before. In my experience, especially coming from my engineering background and in my engineering job where we're always concerned about security and we're always trying to fight it, I have seen that really there is no 100% foolproof way to prevent a thief from getting into something. Everything has some sort of set of vulnerabilities. If somebody really wants to steal this truck and has the right tools and it's under all the right conditions, yeah, they're gonna steal it. Unfortunately, malicious intent just exists in our world, so we can only do our best to protect the things we worked so hard for and that we love. And I personally think something that's like $100 or maybe a little bit more for the remote version is relatively cheap insurance. And in fact, I even worked with 4122 to get you guys a discount, so you can check the link down below. But yes, relative to the value that I see in my truck, I think this is worth it all day long. Plus the install is stupid easy. It's plug and play, so if I ever really wanted to and just didn't like this for whatever reason, I could always remove it in a matter of minutes and my truck would be exactly the same. But again, adding something like this, in my opinion, doesn't add any more vulnerabilities. It just is an added layer that helps out. That's just my take, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Before we move on to the install, I do have to thank my partner, Onyx Off-Road, for sponsoring this video. Many of you who watch the channel know that on Monday through Fridays, I am daily driving these trucks to work, but Saturdays, Sundays, those are our play days. And I'll go on some desert trips that are pretty out there off the grid, so having good navigation out there is not just helpful, it's also pretty much necessary at this point. In the past, I've used other mapping systems, some with external units, but what I like about Onyx Off-Road is that it's an app. All I need is my phone, which I bring anyways, and I can get turn-by-turn navigation on the trail, plus a really easy way to track and record all of my off-road trips, save my waypoints, plus other friends that are on the trails with me. In real time, I can share routes with them. And having the app is nice because I can connect it to CarPlay in some of my newer trucks, and in some of my older trucks, I can just mount my phone and I get all the same maps. I'm also currently in the works of planning my last big off-road trip of desert season before it's over, and I just have to say, like always, the planning features of Onyx have been so nice to use. Like, I could just take a pencil like I would do with a physical map and actually figure out what route I want to take. Since this specific area I'm looking at is a little bit unfamiliar to me, it's so great that there's already data about trail ratings, conditions, pictures, all so that I can have a good idea of what to expect when I take my Tacomas out this season. And I just renewed my Elite subscription at the start of this year, which is really great because I can see land ownership. But even with the premium, you still get all those off-road trails in the US, plus unlimited offline maps. And that's personally where I get the most value out of Onyx Off-Road. And with my discount code, I'm just gonna say, at least if we're talking about California here, it's basically like the cost of a tank of gas. So I think even if you're just doing one trip a year where you're going to use it, it is totally worth it. So check out the link in the description below to see what it's all about and also get that discount, of course. Thank you to Onyx Off-Road for sponsoring this video. And now back to our kill switch. All right, so let's get started with unboxing this kit first. You can see everything that comes inside. This is what the box looks like, pretty small form factor. First up, we have the control module, which is just this box. And you can see it comes with a couple eyelets we'll have to connect, and also this connector. We've got some relays in here. Now you're only gonna end up using one of these, but I wanna show you guys the difference and why they provide two. On the back side, you might be able to see over here, we've got this one engraved saying it's a reverse relay. In my experience with the 2019 Tacoma, this relay will work out the non-reverse one. So I'm just gonna put this one to the side. And of course, we've got our two fobs. It's nice they provide two so that you have different options. There's some keychain accessories, but these are simply it. In addition to what's in the box for the kit, I also wanted to show you guys what tools we'll end up needing. For the most part, yours should be the same, but for the Tacoma, I will need a 10mm socket to remove the bolt holding in the ground wire to the battery, and also a 12mm socket for the hot side. In my case, it's kind of weird, but I actually have chassis ground on a 13mm bolt, so I have that out here as well. Ratchet. Flashlight because it's dark in the engine bay. A flathead will be really useful for routing a wire inside the fuse box. I'll show you guys what that is. And honestly, any set of pliers to more easily remove the OEM starter fuse from the box I found is very helpful. Oh, and some gloves because my engine bay is a little bit dirty. So for the sake of this install, I actually have already gone in and removed the existing wired kill switch kit that 4122 makes, just so that I'm on kind of, you know, a clean blank slate to show you guys how to install the new wireless one. The other thing I wanted to mention is that yes, I am installing this on my 2019 Tacoma, but if you have a different vehicle you'd like to install this kit on, conceptually, all the steps are going to be the same. Maybe you're using slightly different parts based off of what you ordered on 4122's website, but I think generally all the steps are going to be the same.
So I start by disconnecting my battery, and this is always a decent idea when it comes to electrical or wiring projects. You're going to need to disconnect the positive side anyways later in this install. Now I'm getting into my OEM fuse box. If you don't know, this box has a map of all of your fuses on the underside of this lid, and you're going to locate the starter one marked ST, and mine is right here. This is the one to remove, and pliers do come in handy in my experience. Now, here's the two fuses side by side. You can kind of see where I'm going here, but the 4122 relay bypass is a little taller. It does still fit in the fuse box with the lid closed, so don't worry. But yes, you're going to just replace that where the OEM starter was. Now it does have a small wire running out of that, so to safely route that outside of the fuse box, there is a little door to push down on the corner closest to the master cylinder. That creates this opening to run your wire through. It's a little tough to see, but this is what it's like up close, and I highly recommend doing this instead of just leaving the wire hanging out of the lid, because it is high gauge and the lid could easily break the wire, and that would be bad. Things wouldn't work. So take the time to route it properly, even though it can be difficult. And once you do that, at the end, it will have a connector for the power connections. So I'm first routing that wire neatly, and then the red eyelet on it will connect to the red side of the battery. I'll remove the 12mm nut on the battery to make this connection. Now I'm grounding the black eyelet to chassis ground, which I have here on a 13mm bolt from another project. Alternatively, you could just connect this to the negative side of the battery. Honestly, the last wiring connection to make is just on the control module box itself to the relay bypass module. Now it's a matter of cleaning up any excess wire using electrical tape or zip ties and using double-sided tape to mount the control module box. Don't forget to reconnect your battery and you're done!
So I just wanted to show you guys what the whole kit looks like before I close the fuse box and kind of button everything up. Actually, pretty much everything is buttoned up. I spent a little bit of time cleaning up some of the wiring. That's always important if you can, and you can see where I mounted the box. But yeah, honestly, the longest part of this was just neatening up all of the wiring, but this was such an easy install. Literally, I was joking. I could have done this at my lunch break at work. I mentioned earlier that I would share some of my favorite accessories that are specific to the Toyota Tacoma and are security related and just help make the truck more theft deterrent. So obviously the kill switch, what this video was all about, is probably like my #1 security product I like for this truck. And by the way, 4122, not security related, has a lot of other really good off-road products if you're into that sort of thing, which I obviously am. I really like their hitch slider. It has protected my hitch, but from the trails, not thieves. But anyways, the more security related ones. First up, one really good one, the cat shield.
This one is to prevent theft of catalytic converters on high clearance vehicles. Remember those? Yeah, it's still happening. In fact, my sister just got hers stolen off of her Sequoia. She should have used my discount code to grab one of those, but I will be nice and send her one once she gets her cats replaced.
And I can't forget the pop-and lock.
This one locks your tailgate with the key fob.
Another really good one related to the tailgate is a tailgate protector.
You could use a hose clamp, or people sell dedicated brackets to make the removal of the tailgate more difficult in the Tacoma.
And last but not least, one of my favorites, a Dongar Pro, which I use to power my dash cams even after I park my truck and turn it off, so that it is always recording and I can see what's going on when I'm not away from the truck. These are all plug and play reversible accessories, and I have videos for just about all of them that I'll have linked down below if you are interested. I hate that I have to make videos like this, but I do want to share with you honest people some really good products to protect your investments, and the hope is it'll be helpful to somebody out there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Onyx Off-Road for sponsoring this video as well. I hope you guys stay safe out there. Also, if you want to connect more with me, you can check out my Instagram. It is at Chloe Kuo Taco. That is where I'm posting more of my real-time content if you want to catch up there. Otherwise, I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.